Namaste everyone, welcome to Physio Vitals. I am Dr. Ankita Savan, and now today is the shoulder girdle second part, in which I am going to cover sternoclavicular joint and acromioclavicular joint. So the features: sternoclavicular joint is first we'll see sternoclavicular joint. So it's a synovial joint, and it is a compound joint where there is three elements taking part. All right. So it's a synovial joint, and the three elements are medial end of the clavicle. See, this is the clavicle and this is the manubrium sterni. Alright, so this gets articulated and this is the sternoclavicular joint. So now the medial end of the clavicle, manubrium sterni, and the upper surface of first costal cartilage. Here is the first rib. So all this compound three elements form the clavicular sternoclavicular joint. All right. Then uh, moving further, it is a complex joint as its cavity is subdivided into two compartments, the superomedial and inferolateral. So the this thing is divided cavity is subdivided into two compartments, superomedial and inferolateral compartment, by the articular disc, articular intra-articular disc. Then the articular surface, in articular surface which is covered with fibrocartilage, the surface is convex. Articular surface is covered with fibrocartilage and the surface is convex from above downward and concave from front to back. Alright, so convex from above and above downward, then concave from front and back. Alright, now the sternal surface is smaller than the clavicular surface. Now it reciprocals. The sternal surface is smaller than the clavicular surface and has a reciprocal convexity and concavity. Alright. The joint is classified as saddle joint, sternoclavicular joint. Alright. Then capsular ligament. It is attached laterally to the margins of the clavicular articular surface. Now capsular ligament is attached laterally to the margin of clavicular articular surface. Clavicle's articular surface, here the capsular ligament is attached from the clavicle like this to the manubrium sterni, this. So this is capsular ligament, and medially to the margin of area of sternum. Alright, obviously laterally we have clavicle, medially we have sternum. So laterally the capsular ligament gets attached to clavicle, arises from clavicle and attaches to the, medially we have manubrium sterni, so it attaches to the manubrium sternum. So it is strong anteriorly and posteriorly, where it constitutes the anterior and posterior sternoclavicular ligament, and this is strong anteriorly and posteriorly, and hence they form anterior and posterior sternoclavicular ligament. Alright, so it has a lot of features. Capsular ligament, it then converts into the anterior and posterior sternoclavicular ligament. However, the main bone union of this joint is the articular disc. Alright, the disc is attached laterally to the clavicle. Obviously, clavicle is lateral and sternum is medial. So, disc is attached from laterally. Attached laterally to the clavicle on a rough above surface and posterior to the articular surface of the sternum. Now inferiorly the disc is attached to the sternum and the first costal cartilage. So inferiorly sternal and first costal cartilage, the disc gets attached. Then inferior disc, so first costal cartilage at their junction. Anterior and posterior the disc fuses with the capsule. Now this disc gets fuses with the capsule. Then there are ligaments. So we have interclavicular ligament. Now see, interclavicular ligament is, this is clavicle, this is sternum. So and this is the right clavicle, this is left clavicle. Okay, So interclavicular ligaments, the name only suggests this joining two clavicles. So this this comes from here, from left clavicle, it from the above surface of the sternum and gets attached to the right clavicle. So this area, this here, which I am highlighting, is the interclavicular ligament. All right. So the both the clavicles are getting interlinked. That's why the name is interclavicular ligament. So it passes between the sternal ends of the right and left clavicle. Some of the fibers being attached to the upper border of the manubrium sternum. Next we have costoclavicular ligament. Costo means rib and clavicle. Alright, so costoclavicular rib is attached above the rough area of the inferior aspect of the medial end of the clavicle. So this is clavicle, inferior surface of the medial. Here we have manubrium. So this is the medial. This is the medial surface of clavicle. So inferiorly, the medial surface of clavicle, say the costoclavicular ligament arises. Alright, then inferiorly it is attached to the first. Here we have first rib, first costal cartilage. So the ligament gets attached like this over here. So this is clavicle, this is first rib. So this is costoclavicular ligament. Alright, now we'll further move to the blood supply. So blood supply to this joint is by internal thoracic and suprascapular arteries. Alright, in internal thoracic and suprascapular arteries. Nerve supply is by medial supraclavicular nerve. Movements are elevation, depression, protraction and retraction. See, now protraction is taking your shoulders anteriorly and retraction is taking your shoulders posteriorly. Then is anterior and posterior rotations. So we do the anterior rotations and posterior rotations. Moving further to now, so this is the diagram. See, this here green area is interclavicular ligament. This is the complete articular disc. This over here. This is the costoclavicular ligament. Alright, this is sternoclavicular joint, acromioclavicular joint. This is acromion. This is lateral part of the clavicle. This is medial part of the clavicle. Alright, and here it is conoid and trapezius of coracoclavicular ligament. Okay, so and this is the first rib. Alright, so this is the sternoclavicular joint and acromioclavicular joint. Now we'll move on to the acromioclavicular joint. So first we'll see the features. So it is a plain synovial joint. Then it is formed by articulation of small facets which are present at the lateral end of the clavicle. Alright, so see, the sternoclavicular joint may clavicles middle part of the clavicle articulates with the sternum. Now acromioclavicular joint is laterally to the body, right? So lateral part of the clavicle articulates with the acromion. So articulation is lateral end of the clavicle, medial margin, medial. See, this is clavicle ka lateral part, this is acromion's medial part. Alright, acromions medial part and this is acromions lateral part. So this medial part, this lateral parts gets articulated. Alright, the facets are covered with the fibrocartilage. Alright, the facets are covered by fibrocartilage. The cavity of the joint is subdivided by an articular disc. Likewise, see, we have articular disc everywhere mostly. So in sternoclavicular joint also we studied about the articular disc. Likewise, we have articular disc here as well. So which may perforation. So this articular disc is present in acromioclavicular joint as well. The bones are held together by a fibrous capsule and by the articular disc. However, the main bond of union between the scapula and the clavicle is the coracoclavicular ligament. Now the blood supply, we just saw about articular disc. Then the fibrous capsule and articular disc gets merged. Blood supply is by suprascapular and thoracoacromial artery. Nerve supply is by lateral supraclavicular nerve. Same, movements are elevation, depression, protraction, retraction, lateral and medial rotation. Alright, so in elevation of the scapula, as in shrugging the shoulders, Alright, the movement is brought about by the upper fibers of trapezius and by the levator scapulae. Alright, then it is associated with the elevation of the lateral end and depression of the medial end of the clavicle. While you are doing elevation, the lateral end of the clavicle gets elevated, and at the same time medial end of the clavicle gets depressed. The clavicle bone moves around an anterior posterior axis formed by the costoclavicular ligament. Likewise, now depression of the scapula, which is drooping of the scapula, it is brought about by gravity and actively by the lower fibers of the serratus anterior and by the pectoralis minor. So, the depression, the muscles which are acting for depression is serratus anterior and pectoralis minor. It is associated with the depression of the lateral end and elevation of the medial end of the clavicle. Now this is very self-explanatory. So moving further, see, this is elevation. So lateral goes up, medial comes down. In depression, lateral comes down and medial stays up. Alright, moving further to the protraction of the scapula. So as in pushing or punching movement, it is brought about the serratus anterior and by pectoralis minor. It is associated with forward movement of the lateral end of the, see, forward, this is the lateral end. So the here what happens, the lateral end comes forward in protraction. Alright, so lateral end and backward movement of the medial end. So scapula is moving, lateral end is moving forward, medial end is coming backward. So this is protraction. In retraction, again same, the lateral end is coming backward and the medial end is going forwards. That is retraction. So the action is brought by rhomboids and the middle fibers of the trapezius. Now lateral or forward rotation. See this. These are the rotations. In this, what happens? The scapula of the scapula around the chest wall takes place during overhead abduction of the arm. Overhead abduction, like more than 90 degrees. The scapula rotates around the coracoclavicular ligaments. The movement is brought by upper fibers of trapezius and the lower fibers of serratus anterior. This movement is associated with rotation of the clavicle around its long axis. Now, medial or backward rotation of the scapula occurs under the influence of gravity, although it can be brought about actively by the levator scapulae and the rhomboids. Moving further now to the ligaments of scapula. So, we have coracoacromial ligament. Coracoacromial ligament is a triangular ligament. It's a triangular ligament. Apex, this is the apex. So apex of which is attached to the tip of the acromion. So here consider this as an acromion. Apex is attached to acromion and the base to the lateral border of the coracoid process. Coracoid process, this is the base. So here coracoid process. The acromion, the coracoacromial ligament and the coracoid process together forms an coracoacromial arc. In the previous shoulder joint video, I have already covered what is coracoacromial joint. Kindly check that video. I'll also provide the link in the description below, which is known as the secondary socket of the head of the humerus. It adds to the stability of the joint and protects the head of the humerus. Second ligament, here we have supraclavicular ligament. So it converts the scapular notch into the foramen. The suprascapular nerve passes below the ligament, the suprascapular artery and the vein above the ligament. Next we have splenoglenoid ligament. Spinoglenoid, sorry. It is a weak band which bridges the spinoglenoid notch. The suprascapular nerve and vessels passes beneath the arc to enter the infraspinous fossa. Thank you so much. I hope the video was useful and hope I made it clear by this video. So do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.